Hello, it's day 3 of the apocalypse, so we're going to come to you with a little bit of theory. So those of you who have been in theory, or those of you as you're thinking about creating your own stuff and doing your own things, I'm going to come back to GarageBand here just for a second. So as you look here, I'm in GarageBand, and what I have done is I've hit this button right here. A lot of you, and I'm just an electric piano right now, but a lot of you, as you can go into GarageBand and, play around and do kind of typical things. One of the things you can do is if you hit this little button right here, this little button right here gives you chords. Now, for those of you in theory, what you are going to see here are the diatonic triads in a major key. If you actually switch it into a minor key, it'll give you something different. But I'm in C major right now. So in C major, you can see I have my major 1. It's a little hard to see, but the letters are up there. They're just not in Roman numerals. They're in letters instead. So I can go through my diatonic triads through 1. Here's my minor 2, minor 3, major 4, major 5, minor 6, and it actually has a major 7 and a diminished 7. So we got my B flat major 7. So it's kind of a based on that Mixolydian scale, but then I've got my diminished back into my major. So what you can do on something like this is it can play the chords. Now, as those of you who are trying to do a couple things different as well, I can actually change the bass and make each one of these into inversions. So what I can do is I can play an F chord with a C bass to put me in second inversion as I'm trying some different things. Okay, now this is just on an auto play. That's here at the top. So there's some different versions, or I could turn autoplay off and I can literally just hit sustain. Okay, and I can play some of my different chords. Down here at the bottom, I actually can play individual notes and chords in different ways. And again, this is with the electric piano. You can change it to just a classical grand and get the same kind of thing. Okay. So then when I come to here, then I got my normal notes. Okay. Now, for those of you in jazz band, if you're thinking about doing some different things and you want to try to, you can kind of improvise some things on your own. There's actually a button here on GarageBand called Scale. Okay. So when I click on Scale, come on, figure it out, phone. We don't have all day. All right, it's not going to do it. It says major, major pentatonic, major blues, Mixolydian, minor pentatonic, minor blues, so on and so forth. So I can pick major blues. And what it does, and you'll like this, Miss Belk, if you're watching Miss Belk, is it actually takes away the keys that you don't need. So all of a sudden now, I've got my major blues scale that plays right away. Okay, and I can take off the sustain. I can change the octave. And you can play around with improvising on your own chords. Now, let me kind of show you something that I did. So I can come back, and you can see here I have an electric piano part, a drum part that I created one at a time. I didn't do it so as you're listening for these drum parts, literally what's happening in the drum part, oh, it's not going to let me do it one at a time, is I did the bass drum, then I did a cymbal, then I added some different things, and then I added a blues guitar at the bottom playing these chords. Now, for those of you in theory, what I did is a very simple progression. I did I'm in a major key. So I went major 1, minor 2, major 4, major 5, major 1. Just very simple progression, and let it go on repeat. And then you just kind of got a simple thing. And for those of you, if you're sitting at home, one of the things you can do, my family's already getting tired of it, is you can do this and you got your own theme music. So I literally walk it around the house. Are you getting tired? Are you getting weary? Then come on out your room and clean up in the house. Oh, we're gonna clean. Yes, Lord, we're gonna clean. Ain't got nowhere to go. House needs to be cleaned. And you can make your own little thing. Now, you can change it around and do some different stuff. You can go back and, this is what the guitar one looks like. So look, like I can put a blues echo and a treble boost on there. Okay, and all of a sudden I got a little blues beat underneath. I can change it to a wah guitar. All of a sudden I turn into Jimi Hendrix. Okay, I can change it. We can have a little church. Little relaxing. Then you walk into your room, walk into your parents' room, and just let them know. If there's any of you who have any doubts today, any doubts at all, just come on down. Just come on down. We'll have someone here to talk to you. Lots of different things you can do. So once you start doing stuff like this and you start playing around with this kind of stuff, what you can start doing is you can use this as an underneath to play and improvise on your own. Okay? So you can hit record on something like that and just record it, and then go back with your horn or even singing and different stuff like that, and kind of create your own stuff. So if nothing else, and my battery's about to die. So if nothing else, use something to kind of create your own stuff. Okay. So then, what you can do is you go back, you take this. Okay. So you got it saved. So I go to my song, share, ringtone, project, song. So as I'm looking in here and I want to send it as a song, I can go here, select the quality, select all those kinds of things, hit share. Okay. And then it pops up to all these different things. Like I could put it on Google Classroom. I could send it through a text. Okay. And I can send it to, I don't know if it'll let me send it a text or not. But I can send it. I can even airdrop it to my phone. I can send some different things. I can send it as a voice memo. Ooh, I can send it through Remind. And you can start sending it to other folks and say, hey, I created this track. Why don't you create this track? If nothing else, you could do some stuff on your instrument. I know some of you are interested in guitar and piano and stuff like that. But another way to create. Okay, this is the time now. This is the time as we're sitting around to start creating, because no one's there to teach you. Okay, you've got to create your own things. All right. So today is Wednesday. A little bit of church today. I hope that you're staying safe. Don't go and just getting things, okay? Try to stay home as much as possible. Don't get around a whole bunch of people, and we'll wade this out as quickly as possible. Thanks.